Hi guys, welcome back to the construction of our centaur. So as you can see, he looks like he has a dress on right now, but it's not a dress, it's actually part of his body. And I've already trimmed it down, and this is actually the sleeve of a old shirt that I had that I was going to cut up for dog clothes anyway. So I'm not worried about losing any clothes because this shirt was way beyond broken. So basically, like I said, now your next job is that, like I said, you're going to need a needle and some thread. And hold, guys, let me make sure my needle and thread is in good condition. So I'm going to turn him around. And what you're going to do is you're going to start stitching. You're going to close this in and tie it first. And then you're going to literally stitch all the way around and then stitch right back up. So what do you guys say we get started already? So I am going to stitch this guy like this. Now, like I said, you will need a strong needle for this because you're going to need to do this with yarn. Make sure that stitch here, that first stitch, your tie stitch, stays disconnected from the others, making sure that it does not lose where it's at. Because I love doing this, guys. This is so fun. But as you can see, he is coming out quite well. And as you can see, and you're about to find out why. I'm stitching it like this to close it down like this. Like I said, this will give him his movements and his body movements, literally. And I don't mind if you go through the cotton that's underneath here, it's okay. Don't worry about that. Damn it. Everything just grabs hold. Just grab everything. Jesus Christ. Now I continue to do this as I go through this little thing. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just stitching this close. Because when I'm done, once you're done stitching this close, guys, it literally will become his chest. His lower horse hat. And you're going to find out why after this you need the Mod Podge. Get off. And oh yeah, and the reason why I stopped, I wanted to tell you guys, because number one, I got hungry. Number two, I needed to clean up. Number three, this is very annoying. This can get very annoying, believe me. And number four, I had to get something to eat, and I was tired, and my back was killing me. So I continued to stitch down this as I go. And hold up, I want to get rid of this piece here. And I try to keep it as even as possible, but it really doesn't matter. Because by the end of all of this stitching, you will be sealed them up. So now I'm going to start doing, this is back by the body. And I'm going to start doing a different kind of stitch. And these are just me sealing this thing up. Okay, so don't worry about that. So I'm just going to seal it up as best I can. And I'm still a little bit tired, guys. I'm seriously tired. I really don't feel as hot as I was earlier. So basically, as I go through, I try and trim off every now and then. I try to trim off some of the pieces until I get a nice flat piece. Now, don't worry about the color of this, guys, because, God. Don't worry about the color of this, because by the time I'm done with it, this will be white, or whatever color you want the horse to be. So I'm going to try to stitch this down, this end. And like I said, sewing with damn needle, with thread, with yarn is one of the toughest jobs that you could have. I don't see how people can do this for a living when it comes to messing around with this stuff. Because it's so annoying, guys. It really is. Oh, crap. Did it just break? Yep, it did. Okay. So I'm just going to snip it right there. Doesn't really matter because it's done anyway. Now, when you secure this last bit, you want to make sure that you lock it in place. Good. So you want to tie this multiple times. Now, I want to get rid of this piece right here. And there we go. Now, basically, after this is something that you just don't want to be bothered with. This doesn't really matter about anything right here if you have it. Now, the part that you really getting to. So, guys, so with that, your front of your horse is done. Even though you can see this, it doesn't matter because he's gonna have like he's gonna have something up here to protect him from himself, literally. Or I might just turn it. You can still turn it around, and I might put this in the back. So what I'm gonna do, and that's a good idea. And I might just cut this away because this doesn't really need to be stitched up here right here. It really doesn't, because it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna cut this away so I don't have this bulky piece in the front, because it really doesn't truly matter. It really doesn't, because in a couple of hours, what I'm going to do is, now your next little adventure with this horse is we going to take this and lay it flat, and we are going to start putting Mod Podge on it to seal it down. So the next time you guys see this, he will be getting Mod Podge. However, I will run one more stitch through him just to make sure this little part stays down. Make sure this part stays down and stays together. So when I put the Mod Podge on him and the color on him, like I said, you won't be able to see it. So you put the last stitch in, and there you go. Now this right here, if you wanted to, you could even take this and steal it around this way. And I think I will, since it's so difficult to make them lay flat. Really doesn't matter, because this when the time comes, this guy's gonna get cut and get trimmed away. So don't worry about that, guys. So the next thing you're gonna do, your last and final little construct with this doll, this male centaur, will be Mod Podge. So basically, I'm gonna show you guys what you're gonna do before I finally shut this last video off. So what I'm telling you to do is basically what you want to do is you want to take your one of your largest Mod Podge brushes, and you want to make sure that everything looks right, because you're literally going to turn this into skin. It's going to become his skin and the connection to the horse. So what I'm going to do, I should have did this anyway. I don't like the way that looks on him. So I'm going to snip this off. Snippy. Snippy. And don't worry, he's going to have like an armor on. I'm going to try to make him like a arrow set. Not sure though, but we'll see. This doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this boy and I am going to start painting him with Mod Podge. And this is literally going to adhere to the horse's skin. So the first thing I want to do is remove the other half of the barrier or the protective barrier from the Mod Podge. And yeah, I got it all over my hands already, guys. So here's the fun part. We're gonna turn this into like a paper mache. Well, not like a paper mache. It is gonna be paper mache. If you have like a bowl or something that you can put it in. Now, one thing I will tell you about this is when you're doing this, no water, period. When you're mixing up this Mod Podge, no water at all. So you don't need water for this. So what you want to do is start applying it to the shirt as thick as living possible. I'm not worried about it getting on my counter because it peels off. My countertops are pretty strong and they're pretty good. So basically, you're basically making a Mod Podge dapper thing, like a thing. So basically, you're going to continue to do that with this doll. And like I said, it helps to have a bowl on hand, like an old bowl that you don't want or something like that. But it does help. And you basically want to just dab it onto the horse. And you literally are going to just pour this on, literally. And as you go through, eventually, this stuff will start to stick. As you can see, it's already starting to stick to the horse. And that's what you want. See that? It's starting to adhere to the horse. Get into the horse's muscles with the glue, because you want it to take the shape of the horse's body. So basically, what you're doing here is you're making paper mache out of fabric. So basically that's all you're doing. You're making paper mache out of fabric. So this will be my last video for a while. I probably won't bring you another video into the middle of next week, because I'm going to give this guy time enough to do what he needs to do. And which means that I'm going to let this literally set up, because it takes days for this to finish. Now this is where it takes the longest to do. Like I said, you're just going to make this sucker all nice and sticky. And you want to squeeze that Mod Podge all over. Do not use any water whatsoever. So as this sets up over the time as it goes through, as your dog goes through, it will set up and it will literally turn into a hard type of skin. As you can see, it's already starting to adhere to the horse. And you continue to do this throughout the horse. And as you can see, it's starting to link onto the horse. That's what you want, guys. That's what you want. And I will continue to do this throughout the days and for the next couple of days. So this horse literally is getting a whole new aspect and getting a whole new life. And don't worry about the parts that looks like it's still up. I promise you, when this is done, this thing will become a hard shell, and you will not be able to remove it. And this will remain soft. But when it comes down to it, at the end of this will become a hard shell. So guys, it's getting late. And when you're doing this, please wash off your brushes. Do not let the Mod Podge stay in your brushes, because you don't want that. Because remember, you're using pure Mod Podge, and the longer it stays in your brushes, the hardest rock it'll get. So guys, I won't be bringing you another video for a couple of days, because this stuff has to set overnight, okay? 24 hours every day, you come back in and you put Mod Podge on your horse, on that horse's body, to seal him up, to make him literally become like this. And you will do it all around. I'm sorry guys, I hit the camera. You will do it all around. And I mean all around. This is why I said you will need an entire bottle of Mod Podge. Like I said, you will need an entire bottle of Mod Podge. And like I said, when it comes to me, like I said, I'm not worried about my counter because this stuff will peel off as soon as it dries. So I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, you will need an entire bottle of Mod Podge sealant. So I'm gonna let this guy dry for a while, and I'm gonna keep working on him. And the next time I bring him back, he will look completely different. By the time I bring him back, he should have about 5 to 6 coats of Mod Podge on him. So until then, guys, I'm going to say peace out. Love you. And if you want to do this, do it at your own risk. But if you want to do this, be my guest. Because, honey, when you're doing stuff like this, it makes you feel good. It really does. It really, truly does make you feel good. Until then, guys, we'll say goodbye. And if you're lucky enough, guys, I'll tell you the name of him, what his name's going to be. Because I think I've already chosen his name. So until then, guys, bye-bye. Love you. I'll see you guys on the next video.